Oklahoma where the winds come, sweeping down the plain, twisters blow away your kingdom. Noise from the Sooner State, feel it in your eardrum. Way past the beginning and we are nowhere near done. My goodness, I'm nice with it. You can snap back, hold your hat, this how I'm fitted. Getting fueled up off your hate as if I need it. Why your tanks on eating lighter, people say I did it. You didn't know? When I hit the road, dog cities hear me spitting flows. Meanwhile, on tracks, I'm really not your typical spiritual, lyrical miracle, you imbecile. Going harder than a tombstone. Here lies in a method that never saw its doom, though. Joints instrumentally fired by IQ, yo. Rocking like a Lucifer track, well, what do you know?
Forward and I can't go back.
Welcome all. This is the Outsiders Green Country Soccer Podcast. My name is Mario. I'm flying solo for right now, but hopefully here shortly I'll be having my other two guys. But I do have a special guest with me. I am very excited to have him on. I've been in talks with him for a good minute, and he's finally on. I have my good buddy Kyle here. He is a co-founder, and please correct me if I'm wrong, of Tulsa FC. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, man. It's game week, so I'm running on little sleep, but I'm ready for it.
That's good. That's good. Well, thank you again for taking some time. I know you could probably be watching the Thunder, could be watching some other stuff, but you took time off and are on here with me, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for Oklahoma, all sports.
Oh, I know. I mean, last week I was on a high. You guys won again, and then also I was in a bigger high because, you know, the Athletics won, and also FC Tulsa is winning.
Tulsa won. Shout out to even Oklahoma City. They went down to Houston, took care of business. Oklahoma's doing fantastic.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's just a great time to be a
Certified Lions making the name out there in the TST. Shout out to Wilson Navas.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's
KB Harris.
Yeah. So one thing that I do ask you, that I ask every single person that comes on here, kind of my personal thing, but what team or what kind of player or even nationality, what kind of fandom you have in soccer-wise?
Man, I'm kind of big on players. I follow players, I would say, more so than clubs. I feel like a lot of players have changed clubs recently, and it's hard to kind of stay at one area, for me at least. A long time ago, I liked Valencia a lot. They had David Villa and Morientes back in the day. But since then, I've kind of drifted back and forth. Obviously, the greats are Messi. I think Ronaldo. I love watching them play. I got to see Messi in January with my wife in Vegas play Club America, and that was probably one of the best times of her life and close to one of mine. So that was cool to see it in person and see the touch that you see on TV and see it in person and see it still exist, you know. Yeah, I like a lot of players, you know, women players, Tobin, Casey Lloyd. I like some of the U.S. women, follow them. Shout out to Kenny Kessler. Been watching her, played against her in some indoor MASLW the past couple years, and I can't quite figure out how to beat her yet. I'm hoping to build a big enough team to do it one day, but, you know, there's a lot, all different levels of soccer I'm enjoying right now.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And I know you were just talking about some TST. By any chance, you get to watch any of the matches?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to watch as much as I could. My wife had it going the entire time, day in, day out. You know, there were some other good championship games on too. So, I mean, honestly, it was a great last 2 weeks for soccer.
Yes, it has been. Man, I can't believe that final championship had like 51,000 fans in attendance in North Carolina, and two good teams as well. Both bumpy pitch.
Bumpy pitch. Yep.
They both made it to the championship, both men and women's team. The men's team actually won it. Unfortunately, the women didn't, but I actually was hoping Hope Solo's team could actually make it and pull off a miracle and make it all the way to the championship on that one. But
I think she had a good run. I think she came out and made a good little spark for TV. I think she had some big saves and showed she still has some gas in the tank, and it's good to see somebody rebound from life.
Yes, very true. So I wanted to ask you, So what's the reason you wanted to create a women's team here in Tulsa?
Man, I grew up playing at Soccer City, and I love the indoor game. I actually went to Northern Oklahoma College and transferred to Mid-America Christian University, where I graduated. Started working right after college, and met somebody that was playing pro indoor up in Colorado, and ended up going and getting a taste of that, and just was focused on bringing it back. And honestly, it was just the right time and mix of people. Everybody kind of got together to bring it to Oklahoma City. That's where my larger network was, between college athletes and college coaches, and just the network to get into a facility, to take a risk on us. We had a gentleman that moved from Wichita that was currently in the PASL at the current time, and knew how to get it going for the ISA arenas, indoor soccer arenas facilities. So we started it there in Oklahoma City. We had a men's and women's program, and I actually went to the tryout for the men. My wife went to the tryout for the women, and I mean, I kind of had to, bite the bullet there and just look at the situation, and it was just much easier for my wife to apply herself, and it looked a little better like she might be able to last and maybe get some minutes and really push herself to find a role on the team. And so I sat backseat to that, and then found a passion and found a space that was kind of a void, especially here in Oklahoma, and got teamed up with some good girls and some good coaching down there. And we made a really good run our inaugural season in the PASL. We ended up making it to the national tournament. And once those girls saw that level of play, they were inspired to get better. And we went back to Oklahoma City. We did it again. And immediately I started thinking about how I could get it back to Tulsa. That was my hometown. And eventually I figured my wife and I would end up here back home at one point in our lives. So started trying to talk girls into Tulsa, into coming to Oklahoma City, offering them rides, and trying to help get them to games and all that, and talked a few crazy ones into it. And they kind of helped play with the oblivion, and then they got bit by that indoor bug, and then they were passionate enough to help us grow it here back in Tulsa. I networked with the indoor facilities, and just happened to get a bug in the ear of Kevin Frusty from some FC Tulsa group people that heard of me because of indoor, and kind of worked out a trial here with, at the time it was Titan. We knew far in advance that a lot of things were going to be changing, such as a new name and colors, and we were kind of on the back burner until all that could get figured out. And FC Tulsa's, joining the Blitz Academy, bringing them in as kind of a club is huge for the city. That's a huge thing that I think's need to be done at some point. That's finally happened. And we're kind of the missing link. We had a really good, in my opinion, MASLW inaugural season for us, having not necessarily coaches in the area for women, coaches for indoor period, and going out and winning a few games, especially against my former respected club, the Oblivion. So that kind of left that season on a high, I would say. The girls felt like we moved our program in the right direction. That ended in March. So trying to be proactive, I could see this growing to a point where we were going to do outdoor. I wasn't sure if it was going to be this year, but I thought for sure next year I could round up enough girls to join the WPSL. And I wrote them a message and just said, hey, here's my club. We just had a season in the MASLW. And what is that noise? Is that us or is that?
No, that's me. That's my
okay.
dog.
My daughter's around the corner. I wasn't sure if she was.
No, sorry about that.
Okay.
That's my dog. She's over here.
I wrote the WPSL and said, hey, I know your deadline was January 31st. So next year we would like to try to join. And within, I think, 48 hours, I had a phone call. And they said, hey, there's a spot that's opened up. If you think you could put a team together in 30 days, we'd love to have you. Honestly, we were ready for the summer off. And soccer doesn't sleep. So we hit up some girls and we said, hey, do you guys want to try to do this? And we literally had 4 tryouts. We got rained out through 2 of them pretty much, scheduled another one last minute. And we were I think, last team of 156 teams in the WPSL this year to join. I'm still finishing up paperwork. Some of the girls submitted their old IDs, and now you have to have real IDs or passports and stuff like that. So we're still dotting our I's and crossing our T's here before we have our first home opener. But yeah, the opportunity presented itself. The girls showed out, and we were able to attract a new coach that was actually hired for FC Tulsa back 2016-17, I believe. Coach Lloyd Kinnear. He's helping with Blitz Academy, who was having a tryout at one of our tryouts, same time at Ascension. And he came over and 21 questioned the club and the staff. And we thought his knowledge and expertise could definitely be used not only for us to learn. I have the head coach, Josh Bushyhead. He's been in the area in high school 17 years. Coach James Reynolds is another coach we have, and he's had middle-aged and high school experience as well. I've been in college. I've coached college and high school, but none of us have had pro experience. Kinnear has a lot of that. So we're learning from him. He's learning on the fly. These girls are amateur. We can't pay them. We travel them. We take them all over town. Their fees are stretched as far as we can make it go, but they're not paid. So, there's a line when they're not paid and when they are that you can and can't do. So us not having a blueprint and trying to grow something, obviously that's something we're always trying to do right. And we may not be perfect, but we're striving to be. So that's kind of how we got asked to jump into the WPSL from the MASLW. And we threw a roster together that hadn't even played together. Went down for our inaugural season against Oklahoma City, which is the president's team of the league. And we had a great 3-0 showing against them. We went down to Dallas the next weekend and against a very good, fast team in some hot heat on some turf, and scraped out a 2-1 win against them. Previously, just went to Wichita again, and actually got to play in an outdoor size field.
Yeah, striker field. Yeah.
Which was super cool. That's my style. If there's no wind involved or bumpy pitches, I'm all about that. But that was a cool experience. I've been into large arenas, such as the one up in the Wichita Wings area. Our girls have got to play there. They've got to play in the Omaha arena up there, Baxter Arena. And I've never played in an actual indoor place. So that was pretty cool to, mark that off the list and take the girls there and pick up a W there. So yeah, man, we're 3-0, about to come home, play this Kansas City Union Club, which is one of the largest clubs in Kansas City. They've got 4 or 5 teams just in that one club. So they're going to bring 2 of them down here to try to penetrate the Channel Cats and see if they can, get a win. But I'm pretty confident in the team that these coaches in the town has put together. I think we may bend, but I really don't think this team is going to break this season. I expect us to finish top of the division for sure. And then in our division, there is no playoffs, so it comes down to points. I don't know how we'll rank across the nation, but I'm fully confident we're going to be number 1 in our division this year.
That's great, man. So I was going to ask you a couple questions about the transition from indoor to outdoor. And I know it was your first season playing in that MASL W League in the Heartland Conference. Was it a big adjustment, or is it more faster indoor compared to outdoor? What was your thought on that?
So with indoor, there was a lot more to be taught. It's a totally different style of play. You have to wear turfs. It's 5 girls on the field and a keeper. You don't really stay out for longer than 2 minutes on your shifts. The style is much quicker. It's more of a possession-oriented, I would say, game, kind of like the 7v7 tournament style. So to start something like that new in the city and have great D1 athletes and college athletes show up that aren't familiar with that system, we had to train them to understand it, put them in the environment to learn that they need to sub that quickly, and then build team chemistry. So we started a little earlier in the season to start training indoor. And the girls caught on pretty quickly and started learning to adapt to the changes. So I would say indoor is much harder because it was kind of like teaching them to run a different way.
Yeah.
And then outdoor, these girls have been doing it for most of their lives. Some of them haven't been coached 5-10 years or recently, or may not coached at all. So they have bad habits. And, that's kind of where being new and growing a program's hard, because we're not necessarily a high school or even a middle school. We're not trying to develop the players at the professional level. We prefer it to be more of the players pretty much know the basics and the technical side of it. It's more of a coaching match. You insert the players and it's this coach making adjustments against that coach. So we're not 100% there. We have some players that I think definitely are going to get, college scholarships and maybe even move on to, higher levels, hopefully, than that. But outdoor, most of them kind of have an idea how to play it. It's just if they're coachable, if they can mold and realize, sometimes you do drills and it's more of a possession oriented drill. It's not necessarily you need to dribble towards an object or move the ball in a certain direction. It's just possession. Yeah. And, that's hard. Even for me as an adult, you give me the ball, I feel like I have to run from everyone. They have to chase me and I have to keep it away. But sometimes in drills, I can stand still, have them come to me and pass it off. So learning the smaller technical side of the outdoor game has been probably frustrating for some of them, because we want to split up and play. That's what everybody wants to do. Let's split up and play for an hour and a half, and the best players are going to stand out. But at professional level, sometimes there's more technical stuff than that. So we're trying to find the balance. Where are we? We took half of our indoor girls showed up to the outdoor. But again, it's a totally different running style. Your body types are usually different from an indoor game to an outdoor game. It's totally different hold-up style of game compared to a kick and pass around type run. Yeah. So, just a few of the girls were fortunate enough to be able to find themselves not only playing indoor, but also finding a way onto the pitch outdoor. But the cast has changed quite a bit drastically from what we're doing and what we're trying to do. Some girls are amazing. They've already had their full college rides and now they have families. When we have some girls that are 16, 17 years old looking to try to get to school. So it's our club's job to balance that and, find out what's best for the club and keep moving in the right direction.
Oh, that's great, man. That is wonderful. And one thing that I do want from you guys to do is, it's growing more of the players, like having players that are seasoned and your youth players, and you put those two together. I mean, you get the outcome you guys are getting right now as we speak. And it's wonderful. And like you just said, you guys are 3-0 in the beginning of the season. You guys are going to be playing Union, KC, Navy first. Actually,
that's right. Navy first and then Red second.
Yep.
And I believe when it comes down to us versus Red, we'll be battling for the top of the division. So we'll know who's wearing the Queen's crown.
Yeah.
Come Saturday about 2:30.
That'd be great. I'm gonna try to see if I can make that. I know for sure
that's gonna be a long day for you guys because FC Tulsa has a big game that night.
Oh, it's even better. I mean, the party don't stop then.
We're gonna stop at George's Pub. Shout out right in between.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully quench our thirst. And then I think quite a few of us plan to come support the men's group that night.
That's awesome, man. And also speaking of that, the last time you guys actually were at a FC Tulsa away match in Las Vegas, you were there. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was an amazing game. That was actually Weber's first game.
Yeah.
And Coach Kinnear's from South Africa. So we knew all about Weber. I think he's going to bring a great punch. I mean, he literally should have had 2 assists last game.
Yes.
He was a post away from 2 assists, and he's just a great player. If we can find out how to not overuse him and use him when we need to, I think it's going to be huge.
Oh yes, he's that. Like for me, he's that CDM that we've been not CDM, DM that we've been actually looking for, somebody that can make more passing in the middle and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I thought he had a great. Honestly, that game in Vegas, Tulsa came out, and I mean the crowd was silent. There was only about 10 to 20 Tulsa people there, but we were all screaming. The crowd was silent that night. They had so many fireworks. Las Vegas lights was popping, but not for them. So that was a great game for us. And Johan had a heck of a save. I mean, Vegas had a shot from like 35 out one time, and Panoranda came over there and freaking pushed it wide, and he laid on his back for a little bit. But that save the angle we had was absolutely amazing. It was great.
Oh yes, Johan is a great goalie. And I was when you messaged me that you were at Las Vegas, I was like, man, you got to come to every single away game now because,
dude, I know they handle business.
Yeah, they did, and they're doing great. But I wanted to ask you, have you, has the team kind of looked forward to having a little bit of connection? I know I asked you this prior, but any connection with FC Tulsa down the road, or?
I mean, I think our group would obviously love that. Our club would love that. It's, this is kind of our baby that we're building here. And I don't mind working out a deal to do that. Now, I will say that FC Tulsa is giving us space that nobody else has given us. So we do have kind of an unspoken partnership already. They do provide our girls a locker room. FC Tulsa is over Ascension St. John Sportsplex. So they give us a locker room that is not to be, not seen. We super appreciate that. My girls have a locker they can change. They do have showers in there if they need it. We have an indoor and an outdoor facility at our fingertips. So we're hoping to definitely grow with them. Mario's going to help us with the practice. They're not ignoring us. They've just got, they just signed up the club, Blitz. And, that's huge, taking on, 3-4-year-olds all the way up to high school, 17-year-old, 18-year-old kids. So that's a big chunk to chew on. And they want to make sure they're doing that right and feeding that first. They know that we can kind of take care of ourselves, I think, for the most part right now. So we're kind of letting them, I mean, honestly, this is one of the best seasons they've had in quite a while too. So I don't want to take their eye off what they're doing. I want them to focus on what they're doing. Let me continue to do what I'm doing. If they'll give my girls a roof over the head, I'm going to try to take care of the rest. But we would love to be adopted by a club such as them. And, not just social media wise, but they have a bunch of perks and relationships that we have to be careful with. I don't want to just call every one of their sponsors and say, hey, what do you think about the women's team? And kind of put them on blast. It's not how it works. I want to earn my sponsorships, and we've done great. We do have a few of the same sponsors, but we have very, very many different ones. But, I'm learning from them. I'm a baby club. This is my 5th year of building women's clubs, but this one I've taken a little bit of all the good, bad, and ugly and shaken it up and put my favorites all kind of into one. And we're growing. It's growing pains hurt. So it's good. We're growing so fast that I hope we're doing a lot of things right. And, if we're not, I challenge another club to try to come prove it.
Oh, you guys are doing great so far, man. I really appreciate everything you're doing, the club's doing. I mean, when we went out to that game, me and my fiance, we enjoyed it. We loved it, every second of it. And the atmosphere there, the music, it was all great.
And I believe Ascension's going to, now I heard this, I'm not sure, I'll have to follow up with it, but I believe they're going to put in a sound system for us so it can get even better for fan experience. So
oh my God, they
are working with us. Not like a official partnership yet, but we definitely know who each other are. We have each other in our contacts. We have to coordinate our trainings with each other and traveling and resources. So there is an unspoken, relationship.
So I was going to ask you for this Friday match. I know I saw online on Facebook, especially, that there's going to be indoor seats and outdoor seats. Could you give me a little bit more information on that?
Yeah, so very similar to our indoor area. We kind of have like a perch, that second floor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's June, so our games, I think they're only going to be 80s, 90s this weekend, but they could be 105. You know how Oklahoma is. And on that
Yep.
turf, maybe 115.
Yes.
We do have games at 1 o'clock, so it's not like there's anywhere to hide necessarily. So the upstairs of Ascension St. John Sportsplex has a row of windows that overlooks basically from midfield all the way to the goal. So that area upstairs is kind of our VIP section, so that people don't have to sit outside at the field. They can actually go upstairs, kind of like a suite, and they'll be able to sit inside. We have a gentleman in there, security, that'll have checking for wristbands for up there. So we do have indoor seating available if people want to go in upstairs and see that. We'll have merch tables. Hopefully you guys there with the drum. We're trying to get some kids teams out and have some fun halftime show stuff. So
That's awesome.
try to put the whole package together.
Awesome. Well, would you mind telling us pricings for both sides?
Yeah, I don't want to get this wrong. Let me get this right. So it is $10 general admission. It is $5 if a student with a student ID. So if they're in high school or college and they have a student ID, it's only $5. If they are a child, so we'll say 8th grade all the way down to diapers, they are $1. And it's very expensive for us to do that. Obviously, a lot of times kids are free. We're just asking for $1. Helps us keep track of how many people we had come through the door also. So that's our pricing. The VIP is $20. If you want to go upstairs inside, you actually have your own chair. You're not going to sit in a bleacher. So you have your own chair that you actually get to scoot around, and it's a little bit more comfortable, plus you're in the AC. So that's the perks of the VIP seating. That is $20 per game, $10 general admission, $5 for a student, and $1 for the child.
Awesome. And you guys are still selling season tickets, is that correct?
Yeah, I believe that link's still active. It basically saves you one game. So if you plan on showing up to all of them, you get in one game for free.
Awesome. Have you guys heard that? That's a bargain.
Yeah, that's it.
That's definitely it. Well, that's great. We just had a comment, actually a couple comments, but I'm going to go show this one out. Outsiders 918, I think that might be David, said VIP, that's a great price. So that is definitely a great
You're
price.
also VIP, puts you right next to the bar upstairs, so you don't have to walk that far to do that either. And snack bar, we got Chick-fil-A now. They're selling Chick-fil-A sandwiches out of the concessions. So Ascension's bringing it.
Yes. That is definitely a big plus up there. The bar, we had a watch party there just a couple of weeks ago. I think last week, a couple of weeks ago as well. So we had 2 watch parties upstairs, and they had the big screen out there, the inflatable one, and the bar was open, and their food. I actually had some person cooking some good meals as well. So
That's
please
great.
check it out. Even downstairs, they're selling pizza and stuff like that by the soccer fields. Kyle, I really appreciate you coming out today. I know we kind of been missing each other here and there, but I really appreciate you coming on here. Is there any way you can give us any information on how to contact you or how to find any more Tulsa FC stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have a bunch of merch at a gas station called Tall Chief at Skytook Lake. So we have merch in that location if you ever wanted to go get it there. We also have a website, channelcatsoccer.com. You can go, has our schedule there, and then you can shop and have some of our apparel made and shipped to your doorstep. And then on our social media pages and Instagram, Tulsa FC Channel Cats, you can usually see us pop up. We got YouTube, just about everything you need, we've got. So other than that, I mean, if you're a fan of the game, we want you to come out and support these girls. We don't want to stop here. We want to grow it. We are one of the few clubs in the United States that play professional indoor and semi-pro outdoor. There, I would say, are probably less than 10 clubs in the United States that do it at the registered professional levels that we do it. There's 1 or 2 out of Dallas. There's one in Columbus, and there's a couple others scattered far. But this is honestly a super unique group of girls, a unique group of attitudes, a unique group of feisty women that I enjoy trying to wrangle.
Oh, and you had 2 of them on here before, and they're great representations of your team, and we really appreciate it. By the way, shout out to Renee and also Jessica. Really.
Hey, yeah, shout out to those two. They're a big part of the club. They're still constantly in contact, making sure everything's going smooth, and they're ready for indoor next year.
Awesome. Well, I can't let you leave without giving me a little score prediction of this Friday. I'll just stick it to Friday. Okay. I don't want to pick you either, though. And
I think we're gonna come out hot at home. I think we score at least 5 goals in our first game, and I think we let anybody score on us Friday.
That is great to hear.
And I want everybody to know that here's this, and everybody that you know that you can talk to share this, is that this first home game for Tulsa FC Channel Cats Outdoor happens one time in history, and it's this weekend. And people are either going to be there or they're going to hear about it and not be there. So let's spread the word. Let's get everybody in town out to be there. This is going to be huge. I expect us to make a statement and not only win this division this year, but make it clear that Tulsa women are on the map, and hopefully wrap this little club up in a bow for FC Tulsa to help us keep powering through.
That's great. And one more last thing. I know you guys are looking for sponsors and stuff like that. With your website again, could you give that us to again?
Yeah, www.channelcatsoccer.com. If you guys email us there, I can give you a sponsorship form. We are in the process of building our first true away jersey. Our pink jerseys were actually our warm-up jerseys, and we have a black home jersey. We actually could not afford a true away jersey yet. So we have been rocking our pinks and getting a lot of attention out of them, but we're ready for a real alternate kit, and we're gonna earn it. So if we could get everybody out to pack the house, we'd super appreciate it.
Awesome. That sounds like a great idea to me. Well, Kyle, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it. Also, I can't let you also leave one more time. What's your score prediction for FC Tulsa against Pheonix?
Man, okay. I'm going to say somehow they're going to get a PK, and that's the only way we've been getting scored on. So I'm going to say it's going to be 3-1 us because of a PK.
Yes. Yeah, we're kind of tired of seeing PKs nowadays, but
I know, but it's a reality that's happening. So I'm just going to plan for it, and if it doesn't happen, hey, you know,
3-0's even better.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, man. You have a great night, and I will talk to you later, man.
All right, appreciate you. Go Channel Cats.
Awesome. Take care. All right. I really appreciate Kyle for being on. He's a great guy. Do me a favor, like a screen says, Friday at 6 p.m. Try to get there a little bit early, and he will be there. I know for sure. Channel Cats are a really great team. They've won 3 of the last matches. Really good guys. Good girls, sorry. It was a great team. I met a couple of them. Awesome spirits. We'll fight for Tulsa. And I just can't wait to see the match. It's finally a home match. So it is great. Great to have him on. Here a little bit in 10 more minutes. Should be having David come on. We're going to be talking about a little bit of FC Tulsa's last match. But first, I'm not sure if y'all saw the championship match with TSC. That soccer tournament is really, really competitive. It came down to the ending. I think it went 2v2. That's when 2 players. Normally they start with 5 players, but they had 2 players in the end of the match. I guess after a while they kind of take off a player, and they took off a couple players. Pumas of Alabama, they actually scored first, and I think then Bumpy Pitch FC scored a goal. But yeah. Oh. My buddy's saying on here, my favorite kind of talk, Chelsea talk coming up. I hope so, because it's positive. But come on, David, log on. But yeah, that match was really, really, really intense. It was really good. If you do me a favor, go on YouTube or also go on ESPN Plus, on Twitter as well, or X, whichever you want to call it. They had it on there. They got the highlights and they got the full match review. And it was really a competitive match. First half, you could have probably slept through it, but that second half was really intense. The whole tournament was intense. We had a team from Oklahoma City, the Certified Lions, a couple players from Tulsa Athletic on, and it was a really competitive match. So do me a favor, check them out. Yeah, with that conversation of Chelsea talk, yeah, my team, this team that I've been supporting since '95. They did good this year, but going now to the championship league for next season is going to be even better. But yeah, it's been crazy, crazy, crazy. You're just watching Tulsa Athletic. I know Tulsa Athletic is playing right now. Oklahoma City FC at Hicks Park. Unfortunately, we can't be there because we're doing the recording tonight, but I hope them good luck tonight. Also wanted to come on here and apologize for not being on for a couple weeks here. Our kind of schedule's kind of been crazy. I know we missed like 3 matches. The Birmingham match for the Jaeger Cup. Unfortunately, we came out with an L on that one. Yep. We missed the Birmingham match, and then we tied it 1-1 with San Antonio. That match was intense. We should have won it because we were dominating on shots on goal. And yet again, another match that we're going to be talking about a little bit later, that we should have came out with a W on that one. The foul that we gave was pretty bad, just like Kyle said. We gave up a penalty. It was a silly penalty, but call's a call. We got a penalty call for us. That was questionable on some parts, but it's still, like I said, call's a call, and we came out with a tie, and we left San Antonio without a loss. So that's a win. As Angela was saying right now, how about the U.S. men's national team? Oh, my God. Pochettino, I know you're an ex-Chelsea coach, but I don't know. You putting MLS players in there for me is just very horrible. There's so many players that should be playing. Gio Reyna, Pulisic. I mean, those 2 players by themselves, I don't think we would have lost to Switzerland or I forgot the other team that we got beat by, but I don't think Pochettino's the right coach for this team, and especially with the MLS players that he's putting on there. We're making silly defensive plays, and there's really no attacking forward that's up there up top. Luna is like the spark that we needed in the midfield, but he has no one to service up top, and that's a player that we need. We need Pulisic. We need Gio Reyna. We need those kind of players that play in Europe style calendar, that they play in a promotion relegation kind of system, that know how to fight and have grit to score goals against national teams. And we're missing that. I wish we didn't miss that. I wish we had those kind of players so we can kind of fight for a winning match. But it is what it is, and hopefully next year when the World Cup starts, we can actually have a team that we can be proud of and say, this team is going to make it past the quarterfinals. It's going to make it hopefully to the finals, but that might be wishful thinking at my point. But yeah, that's on that. But I'm super excited. If any of y'all are going to be going to the World Cup next year, please let me know in the comments what matches or what city are you going to be going to. I know we've been looking at Dallas and Kansas City, but we'll see. Speaking of Dallas, I'm not sure if you guys heard about the drama that's going on over there. There's another soccer wars, USL-wise. There's a new team that's come down. It's called Atletico Dallas. FC Dallas actually plays at Cotton Bowl, I think it is, and they're actually having a vote tonight, I think it is, to release FC Dallas, and I think I might be right on this, from that Cotton Bowl and allowing this new team, Atletico Dallas, to play at the Cotton Bowl. But it's going to be crazy if they do and they kick off FC Dallas, a tenured team that has put money in this in the city and also in that stadium for a new team. I'm not sure how many. I think I read somewhere that there's like 80,000 plus 80,000 plus seats in that stadium, and to fill everybody in there for a new USL team in 2007. Oh, hold on, 2027 is when they're going to start, and they're either going to be playing there or in 2028, 2029 for sure. But with this new USL First Division League, we'll see how it goes. But for right now, everything's kind of up in the air, and it's super exciting. But I just hope that FC Tulsa, by that time, has plans for building a bigger stadium. Either, I don't care if it's downtown or all the way by Ascension St. John's complex. But super excited. Things are happening here in Tulsa, happening all over, but mostly here in Tulsa. We having athletics playing great now. Here shortly, I should find out the score on their game. Tulsa FC, Channel Cats are doing great. Three wins out of 3 matches. I think they scored 9 goals all in total, and that's super awesome. Tulsa FC, second place in the Western Conference after 11 matches. I don't think I've ever said that ever out loud, ever. But next match is going to be a tough one against Pheonix. Pheonix did kick us off the U.S. Open Cup. I know we played some of our starters there, but it was a really intensive game, and it's going to be a really good match. So do me a favor, come out and watch, because it's going to be a great match. I just got a text message from David. He'll be here shortly. But it's going to be great matches. So do me a favor, come out there. I mean, those pricing for Tulsa FC is going to be really good. Come out. We're going to try to get a couple group of us, come out and bring some drums, make some noise. So it's going to be a great match. That was David. Said he's going to be here shortly. But other than that, yeah, Angela's correct. This is why she's my fiance. We also beat Pheonix at their home stadium, so hopefully we can do a sweep like we did San Antonio this year. It's going to be a tough one because Pheonix is right now a really good team. I have the standings on. Pheonix is currently 5th place. They played 1 match above us, but they got 19 points. We currently have 20 points with 1 game in hand. And Pheonix with 22. It's going to be a really good matchup, and I'm super excited because I know Tulsa is playing great. Their defense is amazing. Fortunately, we're not going to have Owen Dom with us because of the red card. He got double yellow in that Sacramento match, and we'll talk about that later on. But yeah, I'm super surprised with what Sissoko, Pierre, and Arthur are doing back in the defense. Midfield, I mean, having Weber back there, the guys are doing great. I mean, it's just stalworthy of those guys playing back there in defense. Our new player, I keep forgetting his name. He's doing good. Really good players. Hopefully with Taylor coming back on, because he wasn't there in the last match, we can have some more offensive players to score on them. Elmarkier, probably butchering his name. He had an amazing goal. That pass by Weber, that 1-2 pass with him from Elmarkier to Weber, and then back to Elmarkier. Ed Medcar, sorry. He scored that goal. That goalie for Sacramento, he's seasoned. He's been in the league for a long period of time, and that score wasn't an easy goal, but he made it look super easy. Let me see what's going on with David real quick. But yeah, that's that match. Hopefully Pheonix is ready, because we're going to be out there right behind the goal and throwing a big party back there and kind of heckling their players. So hopefully we can come out with a W. But I think what did it say? Yeah. Here's the Sacramento stats that happened. They did have more possession on the ball. We only had 32 in the game. Duels rates, it was tied 50-50. Aerial duels won 44. They had it more. Interceptions, we had 9. That was great. Corners won. Fortunately, they had 8 to our 2. Like I said, they had more possession than what we had, but FC Tulsa won it. I know after the game, a couple Sacramento fans kind of got a little salty, and they were complaining about the way we were playing. Yeah, it was a little bit bad that some of the fouls that they were doing on our players, and we had to. I'm not a big fan of also time wasting, but a win's a win, and that's all that matters in the ending. But yeah, that's the review for tonight. I guess David's not going to be on, so he got caught up in something. But do me a favor, folks. Comment, message, share, like. You can send me a message on here. Hopefully next week we're going to have hopefully David. Yeah, Angela just said, but Sacramento wasn't dangerous at all, and that's very true. We kind of had them in our hands. In the first half, they were nowhere near it. But like I said, do me a favor, share this, like it, send us a message. Hopefully next week they will be back on. Hopefully we'll have Josh back on. But thank you all for paying attention, and vamos Tulsa.
Got a chrome. I caught the Glock, mama oldest acting like he grown. Now peep the logic. I got a heap of problems. A mathematician, you see, I gotta keep it honest. I'm past offensive. From my childhood, I force you to forfeit. Turn snitch a crossover, source work for corporate. The hardship is not marked for fake artists barking. The artsy astrologist, a start to your rocket ship. Soon as I change styles, the moment that y'all pocket it. And prophets' eyes, prophesize giant size dollar clips for blessings. There ain't no way contested for us outsiders charging 20 G's a session.
Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through, put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view. Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through, put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view.
Yeah, outsiders in the